nationwide news feed. Let's talk about it. Dialect to do something about it. Chip got the flow wide open if you got questions about it. Man, it's the show that brings you to your raw. To solve all problems, it starts with real talk. Real talk. It's 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 real talk. Yeah. Welcome to Real Talk with your host, Chip Washington. It's real talk. It's real talk. It's real talk.
And here we go. On this 25th day, can you believe it, of August 2025. It's 6 o'clock straight up, ladies and gentlemen. A bit overcast and cloudy outside, but still nice. It's time for Real Talk Memphis. How about that? On this Monday evening, and before we even get started, has summer broke? The temperatures were right around in the 80s today, low 80s, and we're going to see 75 for a high on Wednesday. It looks the next 2 weeks look to be in the 80s temperature wise. So I don't know, maybe we'll get an early look at autumn or fall or whatever you call it. But whatever. But it feels great. It feels great, and a lot of folks, I don't think anybody's complaining about that. Nice to have you with us, if you are, this evening. We do this little thing each and every Monday night from 6 to 7 p.m. Central Time. It's called, Real Talk Memphis. And we have great conversation with great guests and great topics. And tonight is no exception to the rule. We got some powerhouses in that tonight. I hope you can hang with us. Of course, you can find us in any number of ways. We are on live right now, 91.7 WYXR on your FM dial. You can also find us on the WYXR app. We also can be found on the TuneIn app. We are on that right now as well, live. We are live streaming the show this evening, so you can find us on Facebook Live if that's what you choose to do. We appreciate that, as always. Now, the next couple of days, the show will be posted, and when it is posted, you can find us on YouTube. And after that, of course, a lot of you love the podcast. This country is like built on podcasts these days. We're a podcast too, and you can find us wherever it is you get your podcast. So fear not if you miss it tonight, and I hope you don't. But if you do, you can always find us a little bit later on. We're gonna have a great show for you tonight. We're gonna ask a lot of questions, and hopefully we'll get the answers to the questions that we ask. My first guest will be County Commissioner Erika Sugarmon. She will be joining us. And yeah, the County Commission's been in the news quite a bit lately from trying to decide what to do with the Memphis and Shelby County School Board, whether to pull them under the county election cycle or not, and what happens from all of that. So we'll talk to her about that. And also the question on everybody's mind about this new jail and where it might be located. We'll find out if there was any late news. The County Commission did have a meeting this afternoon, so we'll see what happens. A little bit later on, speaking of the jail, we will talk to Shelby County Sheriff Floyd Bonner. He's been in the news a lot lately, and of course, we recently found out that he has filed suit against the mayor of Shelby County, Lee Harris, for $67 million, basically shortened his budget. Shortened his budget by over $60 million, which the sheriff says could cause irreparable harm in not only protecting the inmates, but protecting the people that work to protect the inmates, meaning the corrections officers being able to hire folks. So there's a trickle-down effect in all of this as well. And we'll also ask him if he has any preferences to a new location for a jail. And a little bit later on, a lot of you have heard of a place called the Hospitality Hub. You really don't hear about them a whole lot until the temperatures become unbearable, as they have been here the last few weeks, with temperatures and heat indices well over 100 degrees. They have something called the cooling center that is inside that. But the Hospitality Hub does a lot more than that. Their mission is to help the homeless and try to help to provide the resources that they need in order to hopefully not be homeless again. So yeah, we have a power pack show for you this evening, and we hope that you stick around and hang out so you can be a part of it with us. Now, this is the part of the show where we celebrate. We celebrate you. We celebrate your birth. We celebrate your existence on this earth. We do that by the birthday shout out. So anybody who has a birthday today, I hope, first of all, it's been a wonderful day. And secondly, you're ready, set, Bryn. Let's go. Happy birthday shout outs, ladies and gentlemen, right here on Real Talk Memphis with yours truly. Happy birthdays going out to Leslie Gandhi. Patrick Johnson celebrating his birthday today. Happy birthday to you, Clyde Love. Let's see here. Andrew Knox celebrating his birthday today. Happy birthday to Ernestine Dillard, to Marcus Overton. Soraya Smith celebrating her birthday today, as is Angie Sanders Jordan and Mr. Larry Smith. Ladies and gentlemen, what would this show be without a shout out from Lola? Lola?
Happy birthday to Marcus Moody, former Memphis Tiger.
Yeah.
And also my cousin Marshall Pee Wee Robinson and his sister, Demetria Robinson. Happy birthday. I love y'all.
Hey, there you go. Hey, yeah, that's it. There you go right there. So listen, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who are celebrating a birthday today, I hope today has been filled with love and laughter and lots of birthday cake. So from all of us each here at the Real Talk Memphis, we hope to be here with you next year when you celebrate your next trip around the sun. Happy birthday, everybody. All right, let's take a gander at some news and notes, shall we? The county commission has punted, or at least they did last week, the issue of the new jail location, which, of course, we've been talking about now for a while, and a lot of folks are all upset. A lot of you get ratcheted up because you think that one of the locations that has been prominently mentioned is Firestone, which is where the old Firestone location used to be, over in North Memphis, New Chicago area. Yeah, you know it. It's been vacant for a very, very long time, 71 acres over there. So that is one of the spots that has been proposed as the site of a new jail. The county commission, after hours of debate last week, couldn't get anywhere, so they pushed it down. You know how the expression "kick the can down the road"? Well, they did that. So we won't hear about that anymore until probably October. But nonetheless, it doesn't matter because the jail is still falling apart, and we desperately need one. A couple of other sites that were mentioned were Shelby Farms, which a lot of folks are going, yeah, Shelby Farms. Or the existing site at 201, tear it down and then rebuild something back down there as well. So again, this is going to require a lot of conversation. One of the development groups involved in this, who brought this to the plate in the first place, is looking at developing plans for a nice tidy sum of $350,000 to put together a plan that would involve 3 complexes, all of them in the same location. So that means the men's jail, the women's jail, and juvenile court. So you have to ask yourself at this particular point in time, what fits best, what sounds best, and what is logical. 71 acres, nothing on the land, hadn't been forever. If you build a new jail, is that the only thing you're going to build? I don't think so. I think you'll have businesses there. You probably have some residents there and a lot of other things there as well. So again, a very long, complicated conversation that the county commission is going to have to handle. And so good luck to them with that. Let's see here. Oh, by the way, the President of the United States, you know his name, he was asked a question last week by a local conservative radio talk show host. And the question was in reference to federalizing troops in Washington, D.C. And oh, by the way, not only federalizing the troops, now he's got them carrying handguns in Washington, D.C. But now the question is, well, where else are you going to put federal troops, Mr. President? And he said, well, I'm looking at a few places. I'm looking at Baltimore. I'm looking at Chicago. I'm looking at New York City. And the talk show host asked, well, what about Memphis? Would you consider bringing federalized troops to Memphis? And he said, well, I need to think about Memphis. So so there you go. Memphis, Memphis is not on the list, but could be on the list when time moves forward. So again, that's the question. And your question is, do you think that we need a federalized presence here in Memphis, Tennessee? Let me see here. I'm sorry. I'm typing because one of my guests asked me what the password is. So let me type that and send it to her. Okay, so she'll be calling me in just a few minutes, or checking in just a few minutes. So yeah, so now we have that to be looking at. Now Chicago has already weighed in, and while there is he's mentioned Chicago, and they're sort of getting ready to get ready. The mayor nor the governor has heard anything definitive, and they absolutely, without question, do not want a military presence in their city. Crime rates are going down in some of the cities that I mentioned a few minutes ago, including Memphis, according to the officials. So why do we need this presence? There's your question right there. So we'll watch it and see what happens down the road. Let me see here. Oh, and another thing that happened on Friday, the University of Memphis, who went back to school today, by the way, congratulations, has closed their multicultural office there. This is in response to DEI. The state passed a law that said that we need to dismantle all organizations like this, whether it's business, whether it's education, or DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion. We don't need that, they said. So they closed it on Friday afternoon. That was it. Per these executive orders that stops public institutions of higher education from maintaining, authorizing, or supporting programs promoting diversity, equity, and inclusion. Oh, well, here we go. So, they had to comply with the law. In order to comply with the law, the University of Memphis caved, and they decided that they were going to close the multicultural office on campus. So that is a quick look at news and notes. By the way, college football is back. Most of the regular schedule will happen this coming weekend. The University of Memphis will be playing their first football game of this college football season. So go Tigers, go. Let us take a break. And when we come back, we should be ready to go with a power-packed show this evening. This is Real Talk Memphis. Don't touch that dial. I am Chip. You know who you are. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
If you like Real Talk, here's a way you can get involved. Do you have a show topic idea or suggestion? Want to be considered a guest or have a guest idea? Then send Chip a message on his Real Talk show page and you can be a part of the Real Talk experience. So as he always says, go out and tell somebody. We'll be right back.
WYXR is about celebrating Memphis every day, so you know we're not going to miss the opportunity to show up for our city on 901 Day. We're teaming with the City of Memphis, iHeartMedia, Memphis Grizzlies, and more for a full takeover of Beale Street, featuring live music, special guests, crafts, and more from the best the Bluff City has to offer. We'll see you in the city on Monday, September 1st from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Stay tuned for lineup announcements and more details.
Support for WYXR comes from IREM Memphis, dedicated to advancing the knowledge and professionalism of real estate managers through education, networking, and advocacy. More information at irem-memphis.org.
Support for WYXR comes from House in the Mid-South and the Good Life DJs, presenting their first annual Labor Day picnic at Overton Park on Sunday, August 31st, featuring special guests Larry Mr. Fingers Heard, Brian Hamilton, Selector Jack, and more. For more information on being a vendor, you can call 901-654-7632.
Programming on WYXR is brought to you by a grant from Arts Memphis, who has invested $100 million into our local arts community to teach, uplift, unite, and engage Memphians of all ages and zip codes.
Support for WYXR comes from the Overton Park Shell, presenting Big Crit on Thursday, September 18th as part of the Shell Yeah Benefit Concert Series. All proceeds directly support the mission of the Overton Park Shell to provide accessible music experiences in Memphis. More information and tickets can be found at overtonparkshell.org/Shell Yeah.
Get Real Talk on the TuneIn mobile app under WYXR, and he's now streaming live on Facebook. And you can also catch a rebroadcast on YouTube. Just put WYXR in the search box and hit subscribe. Now back to more Real Talk with Chip Washington.
And welcome back to Real Talk Memphis on this Monday evening in the city. 91.7 WYXR. Chip Washington with you, host of this fine piece of radio broadcasting. And we have our first guest is with us this evening. I can't physically see her because I guess she's having some trouble with her computer. But ladies and gentlemen, nonetheless, as I mentioned at the top, the county commission has been pretty busy of late. They really have. And a lot going on. They had a meeting today. We're talking about jails. We're talking about the Memphis and Shelby County School Board and a lot of other things. So please welcome to the broadcast a frequent visitor to my show. She is County Commissioner Erika Sugarmon. Erika, are you there?
I am here. Can you hear me?
I can hear you just fine, darling. How are you?
Wonderful.
All right, excellent. It's always good to have you on the show. And, you always provide us with some very good information. We can't visually see you, but we see a lovely still of you, which works fine for me. I'm good with that.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am. So, you guys have been a little bit busy over at the County Commission. A lot going on. Let's kind of walk our way through this. I want to go backwards before I go forwards. Now, you proposed a couple of proclamations. I don't know what you call them exactly, but thoughts, ideas in reference to the Memphis and Shelby County School Board. Now, there's this big conversation about should they be moved under the county election cycle, which would be next year. So for some of those who were elected in 2024, it would cut their term by 2 years. You proposed a couple of possible thoughts and solutions about that. Tell us about it.
Well, actually, no. We passed a resolution.
The resolution, yeah.
A resolution, yes. And so resolution is like, a law, a policy. And so what it did was the individuals who were recently elected, would serve their full 4 years. And then in 2026, it also stated that all the Shelby County board members will have 2-term limits. And so it also keeps a staggered election. The way that works, the individuals who are running for election in 2026, they will serve their 4 years. Right. And then in 2028, they would then serve just 2 years. So then they all will come up for re-election on 2030. So the majority of the county positions will then be held in 2030. And that's why I wanted to come on your show, because there's misinformation. So the resolution that we passed as a board, we did not feel it was right to disenfranchise the voters. So they will stay in their positions and they will complete their term of office for 4 years.
Okay, so now just to make sure I'm clear on this. The folks who were elected to the school board in 2022, and there's a group of them, like 4 of them, I believe, were elected in 2022. They will automatically be up for re-election next year anyway. Am I correct?
Correct.
All right.
Correct.
So the ones who were elected in 2024, you're saying instead of cutting the terms next year, we will let them serve out their full term, which will be to 2028. And in 2028, you're going to have everybody serve, 2 years? And then
No, so the ones that were over 2028, they can run again.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
And so then at that point, the ones who are running in 2028 will then just serve 2 years, so everybody be on the same election cycle, but it will maintain the way they're staggered.
So you're saying, because I thought there were term. So are there term limits? Did you all vote for term limits too, though?
That is correct. So that starts in 2026.
Next year.
So remember, it can't be ex post facto laws. In other words, it cannot be retroactive.
Okay.
So let's say that the legacy school board members who've been there for a while, going up for re-election in 2026, let's say they re-elected over and over again, that's indefinite. So anybody newly elected in 2026, the term limits will affect.
Okay, I got you. So now, and let's be clear. Now, the four school board members, as the legacy, as you call them, they're up for election next year in 2026. So win or lose, I mean, that's it, right? I mean, if they win, they serve 4 more years. If they lose, they're out. Correct?
Right, they lose, they're out. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, okay. So you said that the county commission voted for this, and. Correct. I think a lot of this, Erika, and I think you know pretty well, goes to the thought process of the citizens. Now, for a lot of the citizens who are very unhappy and still are very unhappy about what happened with Dr. Fagans, this was sort of the idea, the thought of this being pushed to the county election cycle in 2026. It was sort of a de facto recall, if you will, for a lot of folks who were extraordinarily unhappy with the members who voted to oust Dr. Fagans. Am I correct in that? Kind of, sort of?
No, we didn't vote for a recall.
No, I know you didn't.
Someone proposed that. No, it was proposed, but no, we did not vote for a recall. Mm-hmm. And so again, if individuals are not happy with anybody, including me as well, they can vote people out of office. And so the reason why I put that into a resolution, we voted on it, is because, not one elected body should not be in the business of just enfranchising another elected body.
So, there's one of your members in particular who is very vehemently vocal about the fact that, that we should have an election. They should move them under the election cycle next year. And if the terms are cut, and he wants them out. And he has made no bones about any of this. But you're saying the resolution that you passed. So this is it, right? What you're saying is this is how it's going to be. The ones who are elected in 24, they will hold their seats until 2028, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Okay. And that's it. That's done. Okay. All right. Well, that's interesting enough. Now, are there any thoughts to what might happen in January when the legislature comes back in session? Because there's still, from what I'm to understand, there's still conversation about a possible takeover one way or the other, depending on if they go with the state, with the Senate side or the House side. What do you think?
Okay, I'm glad you brought that up because that's the reason why I moved forward the resolution. The other concern that the state's having, to my knowledge, from the state legislators I've spoken to, is they want to see a plan in place. And so when I reached out to the school board members, they assured me they're working on some plans. And then also you got to remember there's some things the state has already done. For example, they've mandatory recess for grade school kids, which I love. They also put in place mandatory. They said you cannot use cell phones in the classroom.
Right.
And so those are things I do agree with. And so again, my understanding from the state legislators is that they're looking for a plan of action, and they also want to see the outcomes of those plans. And so as a school teacher in the classroom, as well as a commissioner, I do support, moving forward and supporting their efforts. I do want to see the outcomes improve. I mean, for the past 20 years, you had, like in the 20s, as far as the reading at the grade level, numeracy rates and things of that nature. We've got to get beyond the 20%. That should never be acceptable. And so I do look forward to seeing their plans. Okay, there we go. No, we're not. And so I look forward to seeing their plans and working with them.
Hey, I see you. Hi, there you go.
Thank you so much.
There you go. I see the guy in the back there. Good job there, back there. Good job. Okay, so that's very interesting because we need to see now what happens. I would think that and I don't think I'm out of line in saying this, that there's not a lot of confidence right now with the general public and the school board in reference to where we are positionally speaking, and this whole issue about what happens after the first of the year. As you said, you're waiting for plans, and you're waiting to see them too, to see exactly how we move forward from here. Okay, so I want to move on to the other topic of du jour, which happens to be the need for a new jail. I don't think anybody is arguing about that one, and there's been a lot of conversation about a proposed suggestion from a developer that would place all three facilities, the men's jail, the women's jail, and the juvenile court, into one location. And that location looks as if it is in North Memphis at the old Firestone plant over there at New Chicago. As you are well aware, there is a lot of conversation about that, and most of it is like, no, we don't need any of that over here. So I wanted to find out what your take. I wanted to get your take on what your thought process is as this thing has to move forward.
So I was a co-sponsor on the original, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because we need a new jail. People are being harmed. The facility is antiquated. They can't even buy the parts for it.
Oh yeah.
And so, having said that, so now that the conversation is being had, now people are really coming into play as far as the leaders in the public, the community, the experts. We're hearing from the judges, the clerks, etc. So today, hot off the press, there's a substitute introduced by Commissioner Brooks. And so basically what we did to get to today is that, number one, we're looking at all locations in Shelby County. Okay. The next thing we're also looking at, we want to have the stakeholders in the community, the experts. We want to have the judges, everybody to weigh in. So we're going to form an ad hoc so we can hear from everybody, because we don't want it to be a place where we just house individuals. We want to be a place where we can rehabilitate individuals and support them. And so that is the thought process today at the commission. We took some amendments from off the floor, and again, we're opening up throughout Shelby County. Just so New Chicago, we heard the community and we listened, and that's the way you make legislation. It's not just, okay, this is this way, and but you got to start somewhere. And so now that we've got the conversation going, we want people to continue to come out to come to the ad hoc, and also determine what should this design look like, number one. Where should it go? All these kinds of things have to be worked out, but we're starting to move the needle forward. And that was the whole point of me being an original sponsor. But again, we had a substitute today, and it was by Commissioner Brooks. And then there's some amendments added to that. So again, we want input. Please come out to the commission. Continue to write your emails. Continue to call us, because we are listening.
How long is this process? How long is this ad hoc process going to take? How long is it?
Okay, first we identify the funding. It's over $1 billion, for the funding of the jail, but also the design itself. When Davidson County built their facility, it cost over $1 million just for the design. Okay. Yeah. So again, should taxpayers pay for it? Should there be a philanthropist, or should the vendor who receives the bid design it? Should that be part of that cost? So again, there's a lot of conversation, and we're moving in the right direction.
Well, this is going to be very interesting. I mean, clearly, we know the need is there, but obviously there's some things that need to be worked out. I think the the initial group that brought this to you in the first place was like $350,000, I think, that they for the plans, right? Was that
Well, actually, the plans, from Davidson County was well over $1 million.
Yeah.
So this was a really good deal, according to
Well,
But having said that, then there's some other construction companies saying, well, the cost of the design should be part of the construction cost. And so that's another mindset. So again, we're listening, we're going through the process, we're doing our homework, we're doing our due diligence.
Well, okay, that's where we are now. We have an ad hoc committee now, and the people get the chance to weigh in, and they get to give their vote, and then at some point this now from what I'm to understand, there will be no. I guess the next discussion about this is in October. Did I hear that correctly?
Well, actually, no. So
because that's what was said last week, so I didn't know if that was that.
Next Wednesday we're going to bring back the same resolution and have more discussion.
Okay.
And then when the new chair, Avant, becomes the chair, then she's going to formulate an ad hoc committee. So again, it's an ongoing process, but at least it started.
Okay.
But there's still some issues going on with the jail, and so I'm going to make some recommendations to the chair about going ahead and getting the board for the clerk, the Community Law Enforcement Review Committee. Board started on looking at what's going on in the jail as far as process, procedures, and policy, and bring back to us recommendations. And so there are a couple of things going on at the same time.
Well, okay then. Listen, I'm glad I had you on, man. I'm glad you wanted to be on because you answered some questions tonight that we had questions about. And as always, we will be keeping in close touch. And if there's anything that is news late breaking, you can always reach me. You know how to find me. That's not hard at all. But thank you, Erika. It's great to see you again. Thank you for coming on the show. I really appreciate you.
Thank you. And thank you. And I will come back if there's any more breaking news.
Absolutely that. I look forward to it. Thanks very much. County Commissioner Erika Sugarmon, ladies and gentlemen. Let's take a quick bye-bye. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, we are going to speak to the man at the center of part of that conversation. He is Shelby County Sheriff Floyd Bonner. Don't go away. This is Real Talk Memphis. We'll be right back.
If you like Real Talk, here's a way you can get involved. Do you have a show topic idea or suggestion? Want to be considered a guest or have a guest idea? Then send Chip a message on his Real Talk show page and you can be a part of the Real Talk experience. So as he always says, go out and tell somebody. We'll be right back.
Support for WYXR comes from the Overton Park Shell, presenting Big Crit on Thursday, September 18th as part of the Shell Yeah Benefit Concert Series. All proceeds directly support the mission of the Overton Park Shell to provide accessible music experiences in Memphis. More information and tickets can be found at overtonparkshell.org/Shell Yeah.
Get Real Talk on the TuneIn mobile app under WYXR, and he's now streaming live on Facebook. And you can also catch a rebroadcast on YouTube. Just put WYXR in the search box and hit subscribe. Now back to more Real Talk with Chip Washington.
And welcome back to Real Talk Memphis on this Monday evening. Glad to have you with us. Chip here along with our next guest. He is the Shelby County Sheriff. He is Mr. Floyd Bonner, or Sheriff Floyd Bonner. And Sheriff Bonner, it's great to see you. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well. It's good to see you as well, Chip.
Absolutely. Thanks for making time for us this evening. I know you had spent some time at the county commission. We spoke with one of the county commissioners earlier about this whole issue of the jail. Now, you made no bones about the fact that we need one. We're in desperate shape here. Most of the conversation these days is about where to put it. And the one spot that most people seem to be focused on is the New Chicago area out in North Memphis at the old Firestone plant. Well, let me ask you at the top, do you have a preference one way, because you're still the sheriff, do you have a preference one way or the other as to where you would like to see a new facility?
Well, I think that's where the conversation is getting lost at, Chip, as to where the location. What was before the county commission today was to look at all sites. We had a study done by CTAS, the county, by the state,
right.
by the state county assistant, technical assistants. And they looked at three sites. And what the county commission was proposing is to not only look at those three sites, but look at all sites. And then you had some of the commissioners were concerned and wanted New Chicago taken off the table altogether. Mm-hmm. So I think what we need to do is just get back to the basics right now. Let's look at, because I don't know where property is available in Memphis, and I know how many acreage that possibly we're going to need, probably at least, 8 acres or whatever. If especially now, Chip, this is another thing too. I want your listeners to remember. I've only talked about a new jail, but one of the things that Clerk Sawyer brought up with is how closely she works with the jail. Then, her offices need to be attached or with the jail as well. And so do some of the other criminal justice partners. So I guess when it's all boiled down at the end, it's going to not only be a new jail, but it's going to be the supporting agencies that support the jail as well.
Yeah, we've heard that conversation about some of the, as you say, supporting agencies in reference to the jail. Does that make sense to you in a way in reference to where this jail is, whether it's in North Memphis, whether it's in Shelby Farms? That's another place people have been talking about. Another place. Does that make a difference to you? Because I think I may have heard you say at one point logistics could play a part in this because there are more moving pieces at hand, so to speak.
Yeah, and that's the part that I think that we hadn't had an opportunity to speak on in ad hoc committees or even before the county commission, because I even had a person suggest to me to put it out at the racetrack out toward Millington, which is just too far away. You think about an MPD officer that makes an arrest down in Westwood, or even Boxtown, let's just say the farthest probably away. And then they've got to transport all the way up to Off Fight Road. Basically that's that officer's shift. He's going to be gone the entire shift because it's so far away. So logistics are going to play a part in it. You need easy on and easy off access, I think, to the interstate. And where we located now, it's this, you have that, once you get off the interstate, you're right here, so it's a lot of logistics involved in this. And unfortunately, right now, we just can't get past the initial conversation of letting someone look at all locations, because it's got to be zone commercial, and it's just so many things, that's involved.
So you're saying we need to widen the scope. We need to widen the picture a little bit, and let's look at everything. In other words,
yeah, I'm okay with it. I mean, what I thought when I left the commission, when I was leaving to come over here to do your show, I thought that's where they were, and then they kept changing their amendments and adding friendly amendments and so on and so forth. And I just don't think we ought to take any location off the table right now. Let's look at them. Let's have a viable plan, and let's move forward with it.
Yeah, this is a complicated deal, but it's absolutely a necessity in terms of what has to happen at the facility, based on what we've heard from you, specifically. Now, you filed a lawsuit against Shelby County Mayor Lee Harris to the sum of some $67 million, strictly because of the fact that when budget season came and went, the allotted amounts of monies that you asked for, you didn't receive. And you have been very steadfast in saying, look, people really don't understand what it takes to run this operation in terms of manpower, in terms of all of the areas that you have to cover. And I think a tutorial is really necessary from my perspective for you to tell folks exactly what all goes into being the sheriff of Shelby County and in terms of the resources that you need on a daily basis.
Well, not to get into the lawsuit.
No, I understand that. Yeah.
And Alan Wade is our attorney on this, but it does. When you look at jail operations, the responsibility that the Shelby County Sheriff's Office has in the jail, the courtrooms, fugitive division, all of the division, and patrolling out in unincorporated Shelby County. You know, we patrol in cars, you know, so we've got to buy cars, gas. I mean, you know, it's just a number of things that people just don't take into account of what the sheriff's office is responsible for. We've got K9 units, narcotics units, so we're all trying to fight the fight to reduce crime here in Memphis and in Shelby County. So all I'm saying is I need the resources that have been allocated to me by the county commission, and I just want to be able to do my constitutional duty to being the sheriff of Shelby County.
Let me ask you another question in reference to law and order. Now, the president of the United States is imposing, if you will, federal troops in D.C. Right now. And that place, like several other places, including Memphis, have seen crime rates go down. The numbers have gone down of incidents. Now, he wants to marshalize, I mean, you know, some of these places next to Chicago. He's talking about Baltimore. He's talking about New York. And somebody brought up Memphis. Another radio show host in this city brought up Memphis. And he said, well, we'll have to look at Memphis. First of all, what is your take on any infusion federally as pertains to law enforcement?
Well, it's interesting you brought that up because I've heard the president specifically call Memphis a couple of weeks ago. Then I saw the press conference today with the governor of Illinois, and he brought up the fact that Memphis was more dangerous than Chicago, and Hattiesburg as well were more dangerous than Memphis. Look, we're talking about, I don't want to see Humvees rolling down Poplar Avenue, Union, or anywhere else in this community. The National Guard are trained differently than local law enforcement. We go through 5.5 months of training our officers. Now, I don't know what the National Guard training is, but it's not to police citizens in the United States. So therefore, I think that the president is getting way out in front of this, too far out in front of it. I don't agree with it. I think it's kind of like what the governor said of Illinois today. You know, give us the money to introduce programs, hire more officers, all of these things. These are things that we can do locally, and I think the local municipalities can do collectively together. That's one thing I truly, honestly can say to you and your listeners. I have a great relationship with all the chiefs in this area. I'm talking about with all the municipalities, with Memphis, Millington, on and on and on. And I think if we had more federal dollars to do the things that we would like to see do, I mean, I wish I could hire more officers just to start a community policing unit.
Sure.
You know, once upon a time, we had community policing. Yeah. I think we've got to get back to some basics and to turn around and bring federal troops into our city. I just don't think we're at that point now. We're not asking for it, and I think it should not be forced upon us.
Finally, and you mentioned it, you know, they mentioned it in the press conference or today, we've heard it before. Is our city getting a bad rap? I mean, nationally, I mean, we've heard several comments from several people. I mean, from the FBI director to the president to the press conference we've heard today about Memphis being the most dangerous city and most homicidal city in the country. I mean, as the top law enforcement officer in county government, doesn't that kind of rankle you just a bit?
Oh, absolutely. It wrinkles me, Chip, because I've worked too hard at this. I've been in this business now and been here in Memphis all my life, and being 45 years in the business. Yes, it hurts me to the core to hear that about our city. But what people don't know is that every city doesn't report crimes. They don't report crimes the same way. So Memphis a lot of times gets a bad rap. Now the numbers, I think crime across the nation has gone down.
Right.
But perception is reality.
Right.
And if your citizen doesn't feel like crime is, if you don't feel like you can go get gas at 9:00 at night, 9:30 at night, then you think that you live in a tough city, a crime-ridden city. But the numbers are going down. I look at them weekly. What our numbers are. We do have a problem right now with thefts from motor vehicles. But Chip, I can tell you about a population count in the jail that we are working. We're up to over almost 2,900 detainees in our jail.
Wow.
So the law enforcement aspect is working, but the community piece is what's missing. What are we going to do with these young men and women that are getting out of jail? What's a path for them? And that's where we could use the federal dollars at to try to shore up a path to where a kid can see, a way out of this. And we're just not doing it right now. We don't have the money.
Shelby County Sheriff Floyd Bonner, thank you for coming on the show and laying it out for us tonight. There's a lot of things that need to be discussed, a lot of things that need to happen. But as always, my friend, I appreciate your time. You and the folks out there, stay safe and keep doing the job you're doing. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me. Anytime you call, I'll be there.
Thank you, my friend. Take good care of yourself.
Right.
Talk to you.
See you.
All right. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Shelby County Sheriff Floyd Bonner. Great conversation with him about a number of issues tonight. Let's take one final break. And when we come back, we are going to shift gears and we're going to talk about an organization that is trying to do some good in our community. We'll do all of that and more with our next guest right after this. This is Real Talk Memphis. I'm Chip. Don't go away.
If you like Real Talk, here's a way you can get involved. Do you have a show topic idea or suggestion? Want to be considered a guest or have a guest idea? Then send Chip a message on his Real Talk show page and you can be a part of the Real Talk experience. So as he always says, go out and tell somebody. We'll be right back.
Whether it's a clunker or a classic, your car can keep Memphis grooving. Free pickup, tax deductible, and all for WYXR. Donate your vehicle at cars.wyxr.org.
Want to reach a passionate audience who loves Memphis's arts and music scene? Sponsor WYXR and connect your brand with the city's creative community. More information at wyxr.org/sponsorship.
Support for WYXR comes from Rootstock Wine Merchants. Located at 644 Madison in the Edge District, Rootstock is committed to bringing Memphis wines from small, independent producers with minimal intervention. More information on Rootstock's full selection of wine, beer, and spirits and online ordering available at rootstockmemphis.com.
Get Real Talk on the TuneIn mobile app under WYXR, and he's now streaming live on Facebook. And you can also catch a rebroadcast on YouTube. Just put WYXR in the search box and hit subscribe. Now back to more Real Talk with Chip Washington.
And welcome back to the big broadcast on this Monday evening. Glad to have you along for the ride. Chip here, along with my next guest. Now, many of us have heard about this organization, the Hospitality Hub. We've heard about it. You know the name. And really, what we hear most about them is they offer a cooling place to stay when temperatures are well above 100 degrees and it's just miserable outside. Well, but they do a whole lot more than that. And I wanted to have the executive director on the show to kind of lay out what they do, what their mission is, which is to help the homeless, among other folks. And I wanted to give him a chance to talk a little bit about this. Please welcome to the show, Kelcey Johnson. He is the executive director of the Hospitality Hub. And Kelcey, it's great to see you, my friend. Thanks for coming on the show.
Hey, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Hey, man, so listen, for folks, for the uninformed, talk a little bit about the Hospitality Hub. You head this organization, and there's a lot going on there, but I know one of the big missions that you have is to help this homeless situation. So talk a little bit about that.
Well, we are the premier homeless agency in the city of Memphis as it relates to resources for the homeless. What our job is to help each individual exit homelessness, hopefully permanently. And, we do a pretty good job of that. We have several programs from Work Local, which is a program that's used to help the city reduce blight. And in the meantime, we have about 20 people get to go to work every day.
Okay.
They get paid $50 for about 3 hours of work, plus they get breakfast and lunch, plus they get to sit with a caseworker who tries to figure out what's causing the homelessness, what's keeping them homeless. And with that, we're able to help people to exit homelessness, get their own place, get a job, get your ID, that kind of thing. Every agency will send people to us, whether they're coming out of jail, coming out of the military, or leaving the hospital without any ID, there to at least get their ID and their birth certificate and try to get back on the road. We have we are the place that homeless people get their mail. We have about 1,750 active mailboxes in our mail room. Plus, we take in, 200 to 300 pieces of mail each week, just from people who don't have mailboxes, who they knew they could trust us to handle their mail, their food stamps, their disability benefits, correspondence between them and the VA, the Social Security office, attorneys. Some people get allowances from their parents just in our mailboxes. And so it's just very important. You're really not a citizen if you don't have a place to go get your mail.
Yeah. Yeah, that's very important. What I hear you saying, Kelcey, is really you're trying to help folks become self-sufficient, because I think there's a portrayal of homelessness and people that are living on the streets, but they really don't know what that story is. They don't know what the backstory is, and they don't know how they're suffering or how they're struggling. And it is a struggle to survive day to day. It sounds like you're really trying to help folks become more self-sufficient in society. Am I correct in that?
That's absolutely correct. I hear sometimes, why don't they just get a job? That's not possible for some people. Some people are too sick to work, either physically, emotionally, or mentally, just too sick to work. And so we try to identify those folks and see what type of benefits we can apply for. Sometimes those folks have benefits that have been allotted to them, but somebody's stealing it or somebody's keeping it. Some is going to some relative's house instead of them. And you would not believe the huge sums of money we've been able to get back for people because their benefits have been out of their reach, And once they get their benefits, we're able to get them housed. The other thing we're able to do is identify people who can work.
Sure.
And just don't know how to go about it, don't know how to interview, don't have clothing to interview in. If you gave them work to do like we do every day with Work Local, you'll see that they're great workers, but they can't come into your company and convince you with the words coming out of their mouths that they're going to be great workers.
Yeah, that's very, very challenging. How many people would you say, in terms of numbers, that you service and that you deal with kind of on a daily basis, weekly, monthly? I mean, however you keep those stats, I don't know.
Well, we do about 350 individual interviews every week, but unduplicated people. That means you've never been to the hub before. This is your first time. It's about 4,600 a year.
Wow. That's a
we
lot.
have about 80 people sleeping on our campus every night. That's just women and children. Nothing but women and children. So that's domestic violence victims, people who've gotten displaced, people whose homes are burned down, people who just lost their jobs and couldn't pay the rent. One of the things that happens here a lot is apartment complexes become not fit for human habitation.
Okay.
And so somebody from city council, county commission, somebody reach out to us and say, hey, we've got a bunch of people over here. Can you guys go talk to them and see if we can find somewhere for them to go? And so on any given night, I might have 20 to 30 people sleeping in hotel rooms while I'm waiting for shelter to open, while I'm waiting to get them permanent housing.
Poverty and homelessness is a big issue here. I don't think anybody runs away from that, but it really is a big hurdle to climb. It sounds like you do have partners in government and other agencies, I think, that are aiding you in trying to help those who do need help. Am I correct?
That's absolutely right. This administration, and I mean really the city mayor, city council, county commission, they really are engaged in combating poverty and doing something about homelessness. The big crisis we had this past school year, we had 2,690 homeless children in the school system.
Wow.
Who had reported to a teacher, a social worker, or a principal, I'm homeless, I'm sleeping with a classmate, I'm sleeping in a car with my siblings and my mom, I'm sleeping in an abandoned building, we're bouncing from hotel to hotel, sometimes we can't get into a hotel, sometimes we can. I haven't gone to any schools around, any high schools anyway, where I haven't talked to teachers and coaches who are opening up the gym for kids to take showers in the morning. Because they did not have a place to shower and change clothes. And to avoid that bullying, we have administrators who are jumping in to kind of help with this problem. But there's just a lot of children. And so we're working hand in hand with with all of the really governmental agencies in this municipality to try to do something about that this year.
Man, I tell you what, you really bring to light a problem that a lot of us don't want to talk about, but we know that it exists, and we're very thankful for Hospitality Hub and all of the work that you're doing in our community. Before I let you go, if anyone needs information or runs into a situation that you can help with, give us a contact number if you don't mind.
Well, the thing I'm going to give you is hospitalityhub.org.
Okay.
And to get more information about what we do, to reach out to us. The other thing I would say is have that person come to 590 Washington Avenue. Don't call us. Send them, bring them, Uber them there, give them a bus pass, whatever you can do to get them to us Monday through Friday from 8:45 to 3 o'clock. And we'll do everything we can to see that they're going to be sleeping indoors and not sleeping outdoors.
Man, God bless you. God bless your heart and all the folks that work with you. Kelcey Johnson, ladies and gentlemen, he is the executive director of the Hospitality Hub, and quite honestly and quite basically, they are here to help. Kelcey, thank you so much for taking some time to come on tonight. I really appreciate it.
All right, thanks for having me.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That wraps up another edition of Real Talk Memphis here on the big station. Before we get out of here, of course, Brent is here, and his show, Event Horizon, is up next. And Brent, before we get out of here, what is on the plate tonight?
Yes, sir. Chip, tonight on Event Horizon, it'll be the only place you can hear a Pink Floyd song followed by a hip hop song followed by a grunge song.
Oh, right.
Only between 7 and 8 o'clock on WYXR every Monday.
There you go, baby. That's it. Now, that's how you sell a promo. That's how you do it. Thank you, Bren. And as he plays us out, thank you, Real Talk Memphis folk out there. Really appreciate you. I think we're gonna take a little bit of break next week and enjoy the fruits of our labor. I know next Monday is Labor Day, and I know a lot of folks will be off and doing your thing. But listen, thank you for being a part of what we do here each and every week. I really, really appreciate you. And if you like what we do, I say it all the time, go out and tell somebody, for goodness sake. Anyway, we love being here. And for all of us at Real Talk Memphis, For lovely Lola, and for Bryn, who is up in about a minute with this week's brand new Event Horizon. I am Chip. Thank you for being a part of what we do. I appreciate it more than you know. And till then, next time we see each other or visit with each other, please be safe. Careful out there. Watch out for yourself and watch out for other folks. And for all of us, ladies and gentlemen, we bid you adieu. We are out. Talk to you soon.